You feel it, don't you? That persistent, low-grade hum of anxiety. It's not tied to a specific deadline or an immediate threat. It's just there, a constant background static, an unsettled feeling that follows you from the moment you wake up, through your workday, and into what should be your downtime. You've probably dismissed it as just stress or modern life. But what if that feeling, that pervasive sense of low-level pressure, isn't accidental? What if it's not a personal failing, but a systemic output, carefully calibrated to keep you within a very specific operational window? This isn't random, it's engineered. For years, you've been told to manage your stresses or find your zen, implying this constant friction is solely your burden to bear. The truth is that hum serves a function. It's a precisely engineered pressure, not designed to overwhelm you, but to prevent full disengagement. It keeps you moving, keeps you productive, without ever allowing you the mental space to truly settle, to truly question the extraction loop you're caught in. Think of it as an invisible dial, constantly adjusted, ensuring you're just unsettled enough to comply, but never so unsettled that you break down entirely. This is the fear dial. This is where the tactical truth separates from the common narrative. Control systems don't seek to eliminate your fear. They seek to calibrate it. They operate on a razor's edge. Too much fear, and you freeze. You become unproductive, paralyzed, a drain on the system. Too little fear, and you begin to think independently. You ask uncomfortable questions. You might even consider walking away. Both extremes are detrimental to system operation. The optimal zone for these systems is a narrow band where you remain compliant, consistently productive, and fundamentally predictable in your actions. Your exhaustion is a byproduct of this precise tuning. You can see this precise fear calibration in the mechanisms of your daily life once you know what to look for. Consider the performance review cycle in almost any large organization. It's rarely about pure merit. It's about setting a moving target. The goalposts shift, the metrics become more nebulous, and the feedback is just ambiguous enough to leave you uncertain. You're never fully secure, but never fully condemned either. This creates a perpetual low-level tension, a constant need to prove your worth, to do more, ensuring you stay focused on internal validation rather than external reality. It's an effective way to keep the dial active, and it extends far beyond the workplace. Look at health insurance, for example. The constant threat of medical debt, the labyrinthine paperwork, the denials and appeals. It doesn't need to be so complex, but the complexity itself is a feature, not a bug. It ensures you're always slightly on edge, always calculating risk, always aware of how tenuous your stability might be, or public safety communications. The threat levels that rise and fall, keeping a baseline awareness of potential danger without ever providing specific, actionable information. They are all instruments for calibrating your fear dial to that optimal, compliant setting. Many believe the goal of these control systems is to overwhelm you with fear, to trigger panic, to make you so terrified that you become completely subservient, unable to move. This is a common misconception, a logical fallacy based on anecdotal observations of extreme events. It's easy to look at moments of widespread panic or societal stress and conclude that the system is simply trying to maximize fear. But from a tactical, operational perspective, that outcome is inefficient. It's messy. It's unpredictable. A workforce paralyzed by terror is an unproductive workforce. It disrupts the very flow of capital and data these systems are designed to optimize. The tactical truth is far more subtle and far more insidious. They don't want you terrified. They want you wide, precisely afraid. They need you unsettled enough to never truly settle, to never question the parameters of your existence, but never so unsettled that you stop performing. Think of it as a thermostat, not a fire alarm. The goal isn't to blast you with heat or cold, but to maintain a specific, consistent room temperature. Your fear dial is kept at a level that ensures compliance and productivity, where your energy is channeled into navigating the immediate pressures, leaving little to none for deeper scrutiny or independent action. This is the hidden architecture. This precise calibration is optimal because it creates a workforce that is inherently predictable. A worker operating under this specific, low-level anxiety is more likely to accept incremental demands, to follow protocols without deviation, and to prioritize system objectives over personal well-being. They'll chase the next performance metric, the next promotion, the next stability marker, because the underlying hum of insecurity makes any perceived gain feel like a necessary defense. It funnels your vital energy into maintaining the system, rather than questioning its intent. Your constant exhaustion, that lingering fatigue, is not a failure of your personal resilience. It is evidence of successful system operation. So that constant hum you feel, it has a name. It's the fear dial. And it's being set from the outside. You are not simply stressed. You are being operated upon. This awareness is the first step, a critical piece of reconnaissance. Because once you can name the mechanism, once you see the dial for what it is, you begin to identify the inputs, the external forces attempting to dictate your internal state. And once you can locate the source attempting to set your dial, you can begin to override it. The question then becomes, how do you recalibrate your own operational parameters? So, that constant hum you feel, it has a name. It's the fear dial, and it's being set from the outside. You are not simply stressed. You are being operated upon. This awareness is the first step, a critical piece of reconnaissance. Because once you can name the mechanism, once you see the dial for what it is, you begin to understand its operational target. The optimal zone. This isn't a state of calm, or even peak performance. The optimal zone is that narrow band where you remain compliant enough to follow directives, consistently productive enough to deliver output, and fundamentally predictable enough for systems to model your behavior. It's where your output is maximized, and your capacity to question is minimized. This specific calibration ensures continuous, unresisted extraction. This isn't about crushing you with fear, but about maintaining that precise low-grade unsettlement. It's a constant friction that prevents true recovery or deep thought, keeping your focus on immediate demands. Think of it: genuine rest, deep engagement with a single complex problem, or sustained critical analysis. These all require mental bandwidth not allocated to low-grade anxiety. By design, the optimal zone ensures you always have just enough energy to keep running on the treadmill, but never enough to step off and observe the system. Your decision-making is subtly biased towards perceived safety and compliance, not genuine well-being or strategic autonomy. This is the cost of an externally set dial. The agents adjusting this dial are not always obvious. We've examined workplace metrics and insurance frameworks, but consider the pervasive, often conflicting public safety announcements, or the constant stream of low-intensity crisis narratives in media feeds. These are not always designed to incite panic, but to maintain a background hum of vigilance and apprehension. Each input, no matter how disparate, contributes to the overall calibration of your internal state. They function as micro-adjustments, ensuring your operational parameters remain within their desired range. The system seeks to make its control over your internal landscape appear as simply the way things are. This is why recognizing the mechanism is not enough. You need architecture. Your countermeasure is a protocol we call the gradient scan. This is not about managing stress or finding peace. It's a tactical procedure designed to locate the specific external sources attempting to set your internal dial, and then consciously override that input with your own sovereign calibration. The goal is to reclaim your operational baseline, to sever the connection to the external control grid. This is a critical skill, especially as the pace of technological acceleration demands an unwavering internal compass, not one swayed by external pressure. To run a gradient scan, begin by identifying the trigger. Which specific communication, interaction, or perceived demand causes that familiar, low-grade tightening in your chest, that subtle drop in your baseline energy? Is it an email notification? A specific manager's phrasing during a stand-up? A news headline that keeps cycling? Pinpoint the precise stimulus. Then, observe your immediate physiological and psychological response. Track the micro-compliance it attempts to install. The urge to immediately respond, to prioritize, to over-explain. This is the first step in mapping the external vectors that are currently dictating your internal state. Be clinical, be specific. Once you have located a vector and mapped its intended effect, the next step is recalibration. When you identify the trigger, instead of reacting, you consciously select your own operational response. Does that email demand an immediate answer, or can it wait until after a focused work block? Does that news cycle truly require your sustained attention, or is it merely attempting to maintain your baseline apprehension? By systematically choosing your response, rather than defaulting to the programmed reaction, you begin to re-establish your internal dial. This sovereign calibration is your primary defense against the accelerating demands of the current operating environment. The fear dial is real. It is external, and it is actively being adjusted. But your internal state is not theirs to control. The gradient scan provides the architecture to locate, identify, and override these external inputs. It's a tactical protocol for operational security, for maintaining your core functions in a noisy, demanding system. Begin this process tomorrow. Identify one signal. Calibrate one response. Reclaim your baseline. Your continued efficacy, your capacity for independent thought, depends on your ability to set your own internal parameters. Especially as the external pressure points intensify, the dial is yours to own.